What's up, everybody? It's your boy DTLF here with another episode of Around the League. Of course, got my guy EP Jeff in the building. What's up, my guy?
What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight, man? I'm excited. This gonna be a barn burner tonight. Let's get it, man. Let's get it tonight.
Let's cut it, baby. Let's cut it. And then, of course, we got Me's the GM. We need a GM tonight, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm hyped, man. I'm ready to get it, man. It's a lot going on in the league, baby. I'm ready to burn it down, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very excited, guys. But of course, we can't proceed with the show without our special guest here today, man, from the land down under. Eddie, what's up, bro?
Let's get up.
Boy, Eddie.
Oh, what's going on? Look at this guy. Fresh out the tattoo shop. What's going on here, man?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. And chat, hopefully you guys are ready because we got a banger here for you guys today. And we want to start off with topic number one. Adrian Griffin gets fired? Listen, he got fired, though he was 17 games over 500. And rumor was Doc Rivers was in communication with the Bucks front office since December, while at the same time giving advice to Adrian Griffin. Oh, by the way, Doc Rivers is the new head coach. What are you guys' thoughts on the firing of Adrian and the hiring of Doc? And I'm going to start with Empire Jeff because I heard he has some intel on this.
Yeah, man. And like there's snakes in the grass, man. I'm telling you, there's snakes in the grass. So a little bit of backstory. First of all, I understand Laker Nation is rallying against this because we want our coach fired. I understand that, but this is not the same scenario. So I just want to be clear about that. Okay. So first of all, a little bit of backstory here. They go in the summer when they fire their head coach after just repeated playoff collapse, Coach Budenholzer, right? They fire him. They move on from him, and the coaching search goes on, right? Right. Now, the Bucks really wanted Nick Nurse. They really, really wanted Nick Nurse. And someone started doing some fact checking, some back checking on that. And little Mr. Doc Rivers here poked his head out early in the summer here. Talked Giannis out of not wanting Nick Nurse. So Nick Nurse doesn't want, Giannis did not want Nick Nurse. So they went out and got Griffin. Okay.
Wow.
Doc been planting his seed and knowing that Griffin probably wasn't going to cut it. Right. Then goes in there in December, actually a little earlier than that, and starts being a consultant for the Bucks, right? Starts getting in Giannis's ear about you guys made the wrong decision. You made the wrong decision, basically from Giannis, Dame, then up to the front office. This dude gets knifed. And then you saw it real quick because literally the same day they were ready to announce Doc, but they had to walk it back because the heat started hitting, right? They're like, wait a minute. It was clear that he snaked him. So they had to walk it back and wait till today to actually do the deal. But the deal was done before they even fired Griffin. Snakes in the grass, y'all. Snakes in the grass. Because Doc is a snake.
Doc really is the cock we all thought he was, right? Telling me, huh? Doc the cock. Okay, so damn, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So that makes sense. A lot of these reports make sense now. The fact that they walked it back that way and the reports came out today, making it more official. I gotta ask my guy Eddie, man, what'd you think of the Doc Rivers hiring? Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? How you feel about that?
No, man, it's a bad one. It's a bad one. It's a step backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you see what he did after the shit Celtics,
right?
Like after he won
downhill.
Nothing. You know what I mean? Like and he always had like great teams and like he's the type of guy that is not a champion. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of people get on his case because they feel like he's living off of that 07-08 championship.
Not feeling like he is.
After that, you're right about that. Everything after that has been downhill. And his relationship with the star players is never fucking good. So then you have to wonder, why the hell would you make this, this signing when you got, Damian Lillard over there and you got, Mr. Milwaukee Buck himself, Giannis. So this is a very puzzling hiring for me personally, but I'm going to let my guy Mees get off on the ones and twos, man. How you feeling about Mr. Doc Rivers getting hired after Adrian Griffin gets fired?
Man, my man is was a comment was a king of the 3-1 blown leads. That's just a fact, man. He's known to fail in the playoffs at the highest levels, man. And the players have chimed in and spoken about him on a bunch of occasions, bro. And it's like he gets this job simply off the name Doc Rivers, and people have this false illusion of him as if he's not a bad coach, man. That one little Boston championship ring just seems to override everything and keep getting him these jobs, man. And then to hear he's a snake in the grass too, that makes me put my lip up that much more, man. It's just I'm not feeling him, man. It's not a good hire, man. It's just not a good hire. It's off name alone, man.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm extremely shocked, just like you guys are, because when I heard Adrian Griffin got fired, the first thing I checked was their win streak. I'm like, wait a minute, they're coming off of a 2-game win streak. What the fuck happened here? So then you knew something was off right off the top. This usually doesn't happen, especially this doesn't happen, especially for a rookie head coach. They usually get a little bit of a longer leash because they have a learning curve, right? But man, that Doc Rivers, man, he strikes again. I call him 9 lives. This is it as a cat. He keeps landing on his feet, bro. And wow,
you know, it's another layer to this, the timing.
Yeah,
the timing, right? So, timing was a little off, right? But not for Doc, because when you think about it, the top seed in the Eastern Conference gets to coach the All-Star game. Well, that's hilarious. Well, Coach Mazzulla did it last year, so he can't do it. So Milwaukee's coach is going to coach the All-Star game. So Doc gets to come in and basically coach the number 2 seed in the East, and then gets to coach the All-Star game. Snake.
Wow.
All right. So they have, I understand their defense, a 21st in defense, they've been slipping there, but they knew that. So when you go and you make a trade where you get rid of Jrue Holiday and Wesley Matthews, basically, you let him walk, you trade Jrue Holiday, and you bring in Dame Lillard and Malik Beasley. And you tell me what coach they're going to replace is going to make that backcourt play defense. I want to know. I don't know. Tom Thibodeau couldn't do that.
According to them, they hired Doc because he's a defensive specialist. And
come on, man. I'm rolling in my own grave on that, man.
2008. That's about it.
Come on, man.
Listen, man, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you.
No, I know that.
Defensive specialist. They said, okay, we got the offense figured out. Obviously, Dame Lillard, Mr. Logo Lillard out here. But then they bring in Doc Rivers thinking he's going to improve that backcourt defense. So listen, the basketball gods couldn't improve that backcourt defensively. That's not built for defense. That's all offense. And by the way, Malik Beasley's giving them career numbers. They're lucky they have that. Okay, he's never been a defensive player, and Damian Lillard hasn't either. So let me ask you guys this: what's the worst defensive backcourt, D'Lo and Austin, or Dame and what's his name? Malik Beasley.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's ours. Ours is better. As funny as it sounds, because at least D'Lo can get out there and get blocks. At least when he wants to. At least Austin competes. These dudes.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You guys feel the same way?
Matador.
Eddie and me.
Oh, absolutely. Milwaukee's just a Matador defense because defense is what's my man D'Lo has shown when it's like high leverage situations, or if the schemes wasn't designed so terribly, he wouldn't look as bad as he is. But D'Lo can get busy if need be in certain situations, whereas Dame and them, it's Matador defense. They not involved on that side of the ball. They like, let me shoot the rock. You talking about guarding somebody, I ain't participating in that. Our dudes at least compete, on that end.
They try hard.
I definitely like the effort that they gave yesterday. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but I gotta ask you guys, man, and let me start with Mies. Is Giannis starting to become somewhat of a coach killer, man? There's been a couple of coaches, and the rumors are that he has a say in this. Do you guys believe the rumor that Giannis is starting to become a coach killer? How you feel about that, Mies?
I say no. I think Budenholzer, he should have been fired seasons prior before that title. He's been trash, and that's why I don't get Laker Nation. That's part of what I was arguing to DM, wanting Budenholzer when he's where Darvin comes from. It don't make any sense, man. People be talking and don't know what's actually going on the floor. Budenholzer is one of the pioneers of this 5 outs crap that got everybody standing behind the line and everybody complaining about it. That's right. Budenholzer. He's one of the reasons to that. So no, he should have been going a long time ago. Giannis was chirping about that. So I don't put him in the coach killer category. He didn't want him, and they hired Adrian Griffin. I don't know if Giannis approved that move. So this is a champ making a move. Like, give me the dude I want, or I'm gonna raise hell, man. I'm not mad. If it's 3 or 4 coaches later on, but he had a right to have a say in that Budenholzer coach, and then you're gonna hire a rookie coach. I'm gonna feel some kind
I never understood that narrative of coach killers. Like, what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, a player can have an input, but at the end of the day, the ultimate decision stands with the front office. I like when my guy right here said, he said, Giannis is not a coach killer. He said, he's a brother's keeper.
That's my brother's keeper. And my brother's keeper.
Yes, sir. But yeah, no, I'm glad you put that rumor to rest, man, because that's ridiculous. False narratives lift from the ashes every time something happens. Let's go to my guy, Empire Jeff. Lakers lose to the Clippers, right, last night by, I believe it was 11. They did put a real fight, however. This morning, Sam Amick of The Athletic is reporting that the Lakers have separated themselves from the pack for a DeJounte Murray potential trade. How do you guys feel about the trade with the way D'Angelo has been playing? Let's start with Jeff.
Tough loss last night. They competed, too much firepower on the other side, though. But for AD to go without Braun. But outside of that, so I believe that to be true, but I also believe that might not necessarily be a good thing. So the fact that they've separated themselves means they're not getting the offers they love. Atlanta is under no pressure to trade DeJounte Murray. He's not a pending free agent. He has no trade demand. They would like to move on and kind of reshape the roster around Trae Young and maybe one or two other players, right? But they're not sitting here looking like we have to get rid of this guy now. His extension doesn't kick in till July 1st, right? They can move him around the draft if they want to. So I think the Lakers do need to be careful in how they approach the negotiations, because Atlanta could just say, we're good, we'll talk during the summer, right? So outside of that, I do believe the Lakers are probably the only game in town right now, when I'm looking around the league, pun intended, of players who can make moves. And I'm going to go into this a little further on some other guys, but just there's only a couple teams that really could, and they don't have to as much as the Lakers. Like, to them, it's like this would be maybe a luxury, but not a need. You know what I'm saying? And for like the Lakers, it's a need, right? So I think it's boiling down to these two. I think it's lining up to be like Utah and the Lakers last year. And I think there's a chance that if Murray gets moved, it's going to be to the Lakers. But I want to put a capital IF if he gets moved. That's where we're at right now. So I think, again, with these reports, you kind of got to look at the layers there. But what it is, I think that probably right now, I was 20-80 Lakers getting Murray like 3 weeks ago, got up to about 50-50. Now it's like, I'm thinking probably 60-40 they get him, but there's still a good amount of chance that Atlanta decides we're going to wait this out.
Yeah. Oh, I like your chances, man. I like your chances. I have been quoted on here last week to saying I think they have a good chance of landing Murray, because we know Clutch gets what Clutch wants, man. If he really wants to be here, they're going to figure out something. They always do, right? Clutch always influences these players in the direction. Very similar to how AD, as soon as he switched over to Clutch, he became a Laker fan, like only a couple of weeks later. So, and that's why a lot of the fans turned on him over there, right? Because they see Clutch Mafia out here running these streets, man. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I like your odds. I'm right there with you. I think it is like a 60-40 right now, because there's always a chance a team can back out and backstab us or change their mind last minute, right? That's why sometimes it goes down to the deadline. But I got to ask you, Eddie, as far as, D'Lo for DeJounte Murray, the way D'Angelo Russell has been playing, do you feel like that is a good potential trade? Of course, we're going to have picks involved and whatnot, but just the base of the trade. Do you like it or you hate it? How you feel?
Man, I'm 50-50 on that, but I'll tell you why. DeJounte is a hell of a player, but they're completely different players, right? That is that Laker tax on the 3%, the 3-pointer percentage. Okay?
Yeah. He's
shooting now 39%. I bet you he'll come here and that will go down. That's for sure. You know that. Like, he can be a dog, but here he was like just clapping back at the Hawks fans earlier today. You know what I'm saying? And like, he's not ready for Lakers fans, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
wow, that's a hot take from my guy Eddie. Whoa,
that's a pretty good take, though. That is a pretty good take. I like what DeJounte did, but that's a good take. That's a good take,
bro. It takes 2 or 3 bad games. And everybody gonna be his ass, and not just that, it might not even be his fault.
Yeah,
we have that scan as a coach, and like literally, if he doesn't know how to utilize him, bro, it's over. The guy gonna be hated here. It's another guy that goes somewhere else and gonna be a top dog, and here he's not gonna be. D'Lo is playing better now because he had that one-on-one with hand and said, "Look, I need the rock on my hand." You know, he's shooting better. He got more confidence. Even his defense is playing better. So I made a little list here, just 3 points between D'Lo and Murray, right? So 3 points. D'Lo is better. He's our best 3-point shooter right now. Okay?
Wow.
Playmaking. D'Lo is better, in my opinion. And the chemistry that he already has with the team. He can play with Austin. Although Austin is like a chameleon, he can play with anybody that he put besides him.
I like that.
He adapts his game. He adapts his game like Caruso used to adapt. So on DeJounte favor, he has a better defense. However, he's being criticized for that right now. Okay, although he's in a losing team, motivation is not there. His athleticism is better, and he had a better contract. So that's why I'm 50-50. When you put all these good points, I'm 50-50. If I was the GM, I'm not pulling the trigger on that.
Wow,
First, because we're giving way too much. Okay? Like I don't see him with worth a first round pick. I don't see it. I don't see it. And second, we have a guy that came from Miami, Kendrick Nunn 2.0. Unfortunately, we can put that guy. Mate, I would put the trigger Kendrick Nunn, Gabe Vincent, and Torian Prince, and 2 second-round picks. All pick swap. You choose it, and then I'll put the trigger on that because you know why? I remember you saying in one of your videos in your shows, you say we need that insurance policy. If D'Lo goes, who is our insurance policy? We cannot rely on Gabe Vincent, unfortunately. I'd rather have both of them. They can play in the starting lineup, or they can like cover for each other coming out of the bench. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
That's my point.
That's a great point. You made a great point about how, especially I didn't think of that before. We still need a backup point guard. That's facts. And if you're shredding all your assets for one player, now where does that leave you? Now we might have to get further down the stretch and trade like a Rui next, or So you're right about that. That's interesting, man.
Oh, you should say that.
I just have one more little point. Just one more little point. Sorry for taking so long.
Go ahead.
I'll shoot it.
Oh, you're killing it. Do it.
I was really like down on D'Lo last season in the playoffs, and I was the first one to say don't resign him or sign and trade. You know what I'm saying? Because he choked.
Right.
Not even in the playing against the team that obviously played well, in my opinion. He played one game well, and that was it. So, but he's a Lakers fan, man. You can tell this guy is a Lakers fan. He had a 1-year party of his kid, or everything Lakers. He's a Lakers fan. So I value that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that he will sweat and bleed for the team. That's what I think, if he's given the opportunity.
Right.
And what like brought a negative point for him was Darvin Ham in the finals. If you have a one game that you're really bad, bench the guy. Or if you're like he doesn't do adjustments during the game, so you are missing everything. You are missing a hoop in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? Like you cannot get a bucket for anything. Bench the guy. Like preserve his image. I don't know about you guys. I played sports my whole life, but mainly soccer. Right? My coaches. I had 2 coaches. One, he would take one for the team, and the other one, he would blame the team. Darvin Ham is the guy that blames the team. Oh, the players didn't do this. The players didn't. He never brings to him. He never say like he never like protects the team and say like, look, I fucked up. Excuse my language. I'm angry at Darvin Ham. I fucked up. I messed it up. My rotations, my lineups are not good. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. He doesn't do that. So play it like in the game. Which game was that? The last one that we won, I think. He came twice to talk Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers passed Stone Cold, the game that D'Lo was crying. He was like doing snow angels like to Austin Rivers like that. Because Austin Rivers just passed through him and like, fuck you, cunt. You know what I mean? Like, so that just finalize my point. For me, that is no matter which trade we make, if we have that guy in the bench, I'm sorry. That's my point. That's my point. No matter. I read like we need small tweaks. We have such a good team, man. Such a good team. Honestly, we have everything we needed. Like we have a big that can shoot the 3. He now can play defense. Christian Wood's playing amazing defense, bro. You know what I mean? Like, the problem for me is Darvin Ham. That's it.
Hey, great take, man. That's gotta be.
Come on, Jeff, hit that thing one time. Jeff, hit that thing one time. Come on, man.
Double him up there. Double him up
for
there.
Eddie, man.
Hard merch, man. He came ready for battle tonight.
Man.
I love it. I got something to counter you, but I love your take, man. Go ahead, Mees. You got a tough act to follow, man. Go ahead,
man. No, my man Eddie hit the points, man. And I want to do something. Man. I just want to take a short trip down memory lane, man. I want to go back into the off season where all of us, including myself, was throwing a parade and celebrating and talking about Rob Father putting arguably the greatest Laker team together and the best talent LeBron has ever had on a roster. I won't put everybody on the line because I'm included in that. I still stand on that.
Me too.
I don't understand what part of a trash-ass coach hinders player production the Laker fan base is not processing. This shit is pissing me off. Like we're losing talent because we have a trash dude on the bench misutilizing talent. This is not about our players or choking, not shot to Eddie, about this and this and this. This is the coach who don't know what he's doing. And to defend D'Lo, now don't get me wrong, Dejounte Murray is a hell of a talent, and I'm cool with a trade if it upgrades the team. I don't care about nothing. But in this particular case, D'Lo has been saying this for the last 2 seasons. What am I supposed to do when the coach only wants me to stand in the corner and be a spot-up shooter? He's been saying this for 2 years. I've been yelling this since preseason. And the only pushback I have on my man Eddie as far as he choked, D'Lo ain't choked. The issue with D'Lo is Darvin Ham and his 3-guard lineups putting Dennis Schroeder at the point and D'Lo in the corner is why D'Lo wasn't performing. And after a while, you're sitting there, you know you can ball, you're an all-star point guard, but you can't get going. And the whole fan base is talking about trade this bum. How do you think that's going to process to this dude when the stupid-ass coach don't know how to utilize his talent? We got all the talent in the world to blow teams out of the water. I encourage anybody here to watch a video called Why the Entire NBA Runs the 5-Out Offense. That will show you the offense we're running and why every single role player on our team is struggling. They're all being relegated to being stand-still, spot-up shooters. Rui, Austin, Christian Woods, who averaged 20 and 10, 18 and 10, 17 and 7 last year, now 7 and 5 on our team. What we going to say? He's scared of the pressure and all that trash we keep putting on our players to cover up a trash-ass coach. There's no gloves for this dude no more, man. I'm tired of watching this stuff on a nightly basis, and he's destroying a championship team. And now we got players talking about trade the entire roster just to get a whole new stack of players for Darvin Ham to screw up. This is the worst coach in the history of the NBA, and I'm not exaggerating. I've never seen anything like this. This is including every horrible coach we've had before, from Luke Walton to Vogel to Byron Scott. And I'm not talking hyperbole. I've never in the history of the game seen so much effery on a court. Let's talk the Clipper game last night. We played one of our more competitive games without LeBron. What happened in that moment in the game where Darvin let the Clippers go on that double-digit run and didn't do anything about it? That's where the game was lost. So we can't say it's the players. It's the players need to make all of this going on with this coach, and people talking about, well, if the players were more consistent, what? They sitting there telling you what the problem is. They've been telling you for years. Rui is not going to be better as a center. Jackson Hayes, who is a double-double rebound guy, is being used as a stretch 5. Like, what we talking about? I had this, and this is my last point. I had to go off in my DM and start blocking people when somebody hit me up and said, well, if Jackson Hayes just start making his threes, he get minutes.
He never
Okay, that's crazy. That's hold on. Let me
done with it.
I can't. No, Jackson Hayes.
That person deserves to be blocked. That person.
And that's why I said on Twitter where I start blocking people. When you don't know basketball, period, Jackson Hayes will be a double dude in any other era, dunking on people's heads, and the coach is using him as a stretch 5. Like, what are we talking about? This dude is a nightmare of a coach. We can't. I'm a pause, man.
No, you guys absolutely killed it with the coaching stuff, but the question was,
I
love how they went out.
They've been holding it in. They've been holding it.
Hey, shout out Eddie.
The question was
great. That was good. This is the fieriest I have ever seen. Our guest Eddie, and of course, means
talk Eddie.
I loved it.
This Eddie's fault. Eddie started it, man.
Darvin Ham brings out but a few things here. I want to give a little pushback here, a little context here. First of all, I admire both you guys' passion, and I will say I will give Mies probably the longest leash of any Darvin hater I've seen, because he's been doing this a lot longer than almost anybody. There's a couple of dudes I knew that were literally calling for Darvin Ham in the 3rd game of the preseason, his rookie year. I've seen a couple, and I was like, what the? Okay, I was like, so, but Mies wasn't that dude. Like, he wasn't that. He was like, okay, let's see. He was at least he's a rookie coach. Let's see if he can. But the second, it didn't take long. It didn't take long. So Mies has the longest leash of anyone, of any Ham bashing. I get that, because he's been frustrated. His videos are incredible. This, that, and the third. I do got a little pushback, though, a slight pushback. As far as like these guys have played with bad coaches a lot of their careers. Like whether AAU, some college guys that didn't get away with. There's a lot of guys who've gone through bad programs and still got there, still competed, still did their thing. And so at the end of the day, they're still paid to be a professional. They're paid to be out there. They're paid to play. Everyone has frustrations with their job. We don't get to show up and say, I'm not working today. So not getting back on defense, not boxing out, not diving on the floor. You do that for your teammates, not for your coach. So that I do got a little pushback on, but again, I get where you're coming from. I get why they're over it. I get why they're frustrated. I get all this stuff. So when it comes down to that, I'm also going to give, I heard Dan say this earlier. So I was also thinking this, but he said it earlier. So I'm going to give him credit too, is we also saw what he did with 6 new guys after the trade deadline last year. So we did see what he can do. The thing is this, I still absolutely 100% stand on the job that Rob Pelinka did. The problem is this is a beautiful puzzle that the pieces just don't fit. Sometimes you just can't predict that. You've seen some of the greatest rosters ever molded, but they just didn't come out the way you thought. And that's not sitting there thinking like you didn't do your job or it was negligence. Hindsight's 2020. It's very easy for all of us to do this, right? Darvin has a lot of blame, ton of blame. I'm not going to sit here and excuse anything that Darvin has done, but I'm not removing players from responsibility at all. That's unfair. So being said with that, I do think that if the Lakers pull off multiple moves to reset what Dan has called for the longest time, a stench of losing in this locker room, because I got to tell you something real quick. It is not just Darvin Ham that they're tuning out and frustrated with. I'm going to leave it to your own imagination to figure out who I'm talking about.
I might be with you. I think you.
So let me just finish real quick. And I'm not here to I'm just saying it might not. I'm gonna say this clearly. It might not be a bad idea. No, I'm not going where you guys think I am. Not yet anyway. It might not be a bad idea to get more clutch people in here, is all I'm gonna say. Because at the end of the day, like I said, some of these players, it's not just Darvin Ham. That's all I'm going to say. Outside of that, I do think, like I said, I don't think I ever really answered the question Dan asked either. I gave a probability.
That's okay.
Yeah. This is a very passionate discussion because I never thought in a million years that the Lakers would be sitting over, the Laker fans or Lakers, we'd be sitting over here praying for this DeJounte Murray trade like it was AD. That's how desperate we are this year because we're the 9th seed. We just came off the Westbrook hell. We just came off the injuries after the bubble. We just came off of losing 11 straight games to the Clippers. We came off of all this. This was supposed to be the year that shit got fixed. That was supposed to be this year. That's why everyone's so mad. So we're mad. They're mad at Darvin. They're mad at D'Lo. They're mad at Austin. They're mad at Taurean Prince. They're mad at everyone. But at the end of the day, like, should be mad at the consistency and the chemistry of this whole damn team, which is what happens when dudes are always in and out of the lineup. And I'm not going to sit back and just blame injuries, but when dudes don't got that cohesiveness, this is what comes with that. This is what happens. That's why I think that I was not thinking this before. I think they need another move like last year. They need to get like half of this team out of here, right?
Yes.
And I got the perfect scenario to do it. We're going to get to that. I got the perfect 3 trades to get this done. But at the end of the day, like, it has to get done. And I will stand just as much as I stood, and I will stand and I will stomp on just how happy I was with the job that Rob Pelinka did this offseason. I will also stand on this. Whoever we bring in, it is not just going to be Darvin Ham that puts that shooter in the corner. It's going to be number 23 in purple and gold. He needs to let that man, if he gets here, have the ball like he's been letting D'Lo do these last 6 games. And that's how you get production. Because no matter who Darvin, Scam, Ham Pockets, whatever you guys want to call him, no matter who he puts in the game, if Braun is saying, man, give me the ball, go over there. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, whoever comes in, I said it might be better to be a clutch guy. It might be better, right? So because, Braun getting points on a package there anyway. So what I'm saying is, like, it's not just that. So my question to you guys, just real quick follow-up. Because Eddie brought some stuff to the table. I got a big ass head and my brain didn't find that clue. You know what I mean? Eddie brought up a very good point of saying, like, how is DeJounte going to handle Laker Nation if he can't even? The Hawks don't have a nation. It's not even a village. It's Atlanta Hawks. You know what I mean?
With all due respect.
Yeah. Well, can I answer that?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Is it going to fit? Like, is Braun going to let him and trust him with the ball? I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm just saying it's a conversation that needs to be had.
Well, I'll tell you this, man, and I'm gonna tell you like Skip Bayless. Y'all brought the passion away. My turn. So I'm gonna hit you with the Skip Bayless. All right, I love everything you guys all said. None of you guys are wrong. You're all correct in different standpoints, right? I think there's a little bit of truth in everything you guys said. right? Combined into one. So first off, to answer your question, Jeff, I love what DeJounte Murray did this morning when he clapped back at the fans. People compare that to Kevin Durant, but I don't. I compare that to a player who's been balling the fuck out and wants to get the hell out of Dodge. And that phony fan base is calling him out when they got worse defenders on that team. So he just called them out on their bullshit. That's what I got out of that. But of course, it can be interpreted in any way you want, right? It's all objective. It's all objective. Secondly, to my guy Eddie who killed it, my guy Mees who killed it, and Jeff who killed it, I gotta say this. The stench of losing on this team is so unbearable that even if they fired the coach, I still think they need to make trades. Yes. I really do. I really do. And let me tell y'all why. The coach has been atrocious, but like Jeff said, to his point, that's not the effort you give on the court defensively has been motherfucking trash, man. And that effort has zero to do with the. I mean, it could help, obviously, like you said, going undersized in the matchups and switching everything and mismatches. That has to do with it. So I'll give you guys that. That's why I said you guys all spit facts. But the thing is, DeJounte Murray is an upgrade to D'Lo because for multiple reasons. For one, we saw the other last night when we played the Clippers, our transition scoring was non-effective. It was nothing. We didn't get no easy buckets in transition without LeBron. Usually he's the one that carries in that department. You get DeJounte Murray, you get a transition bucket guy. You're getting somebody who can get you easy buckets from coast to coast. One of the speedier, shiftier dudes in the league. That's number one. Number two, the effort he's going to give you defensively, I promise you, is at least twice as the effort that D'Lo has given us. Now, lately it has spiked up, but we have to ask ourselves, is it going to be there past the trade deadline? Right? That's a valuable question. He has been tremendous. I can't take nothing away from D'Angelo Russell. He has been insanely good. And people will say, well, it's because the coach is now finally putting him in the position to succeed, right? But I think there's two truths to that. That could be part of it. And the second truth to that is the fact that he felt, this will be his 15 in his career. And that's never good for anybody who's trying to make anywhere close to max dollars. Because the more you get passed around, like Kim Kardashian, the more you get passed around, the more your value plummets, right? The more it goes down, fam. And so, what was once coveted.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, put that alone.
What was once coveted in this league will now look like, okay, D'Lo, there's a reason he can't find a home, right? And now people start looking at the glaring issue that his defense is just, sometimes it feels like we're playing 5-on-4 defensively. That's a huge issue. Some people have started to notice that Austin Reeves at times as well feels like we're playing 5-on-4, sometimes 5-on-3 because they're both on the court at the same time. But I will tell you this, man. One thing Austin Reeves has done before D'Lo was doing it is he was always giving us effort. Always. And there's zero for the chat that says stop the D'Lo disrespect. I have not once said he was fucking trash. I have not once said he's garbage. I have not once said anything about him. Stop with the dick riding, because I'll be honest, if we can't critique our players. If we can't critique our players, then we're not Laker fans. We're player fans. You might as well pick a flavor.
There we go.
And just rock on his job. That's what I'll say. Rock on his job.
Let me clarify real quick. Okay, so Eddie is 50-50. Mies is 50-50 on the trade, right? Is that fair to say? 50-50. Dan is yes.
For me, the trade would go down if we change coach, because I believe he's not going to utilize.
We're not going to change the coach. That's not going to happen. So you're 50-50 still, right? You're 50-50.
Yeah.
Me is 50-50.
Yeah. I'm still 50.
You guys can't lean one way or another.
I'm with Eddie. I don't 50-50? Think it don't matter. If the entire offensive system is trash, it don't matter.
So Dan, you're yes for does not get Murray trade.
Well, yeah, because we saw it work last year. So to those of us that say it didn't matter, it mattered last year.
No, it does matter. So so we're pretty much.
This is where I push back on that. We have to understand the difference between the entire team paying different and LeBron being the GOAT, being like, all right, let me get this playoff round, because LeBron is capable of doing that. LeBron is able to put his tape on.
LeBron wasn't putting us on top before we made the trade. The trade really sparked this, man, because it changed the dynamics of this team last year.
It changed the entire defense.
Yeah. It changed
the defense is what put us up.
Defenders, we were.
What Miss is trying to say, LeBron took responsibility after the trade. I think that's what Miss trying to say.
Just like the mid-season tournament, you saw LeBron. When LeBron wants to win a game, he can win a game that he wants to, and change his entire energy to where we'll follow his lead and do it. But when LeBron is passive LeBron and he's like, you do it and I don't feel like carrying it.
Real quick,
it's a whole other game.
The first half of the season, LeBron was focused on a scoring record. I think we can all agree to that.
That part.
Yeah.
And that's
that's what it is. So
and
I just want to be clear. Okay, so 50-50, 50-50. Dan says yes. And I'm to the point where, yes, I want the trade. I at this point, I'm DeJounte. I've never been D'Lo over DeJounte. That's never been my thing. I think DeJounte's a better player. Definitely better two-way player. Not as great a shooter as D'Lo, but I think he does everything else better. And he can get streaky. So my thing has always been about the price, right? The price. My thing is if it's D'Lo, an unprotected first-round pick, JHS, and a pick swap for just DeJounte, I felt that was a little pricey.
Yeah. I'm hearing the pick has to be protected, though. That's what I'm hearing.
No, that's what I'm getting to. So that's what I'm getting to. So like, if they start walking that back, and that's why the walk away. So like I said, I feel the Lakers are cooking up something to where they can make a move, right? To where if you talk about body by body, people be like, oh hell no. But when you see the grand scheme of it, when it's all said and done, that's what I think they're gonna do. I think there's gonna be potentially 2 or 3 trades, kind of like last year, where you had the Rui one first. You had the Utah one, you had the Denver one, and then you had the Orlando one. And I think that's what you're going to see because the mathematics and the stuff they have to work on is difficult.
Right.
Is difficult. So, but at this point, yeah, I think they just got to do it. Their starting backcourt in the playoffs is going to be D'Lo and Austin Reeves. Who are you guarding in that scenario? Look at the West. Look at the guards in the West. Look at the guards in the West.
There's a solution for you.
Well, what is
one solution? And I'm gonna remind like what Jeff said in one of his videos in his channel. Vando.
Yeah.
Vando, it is the solution. I'm sorry. People will say, oh no, Vando cannot shoot. We have D'Lo and we have Reeves to open the lane for us. Vando is the solution. He can make up for the lack of skill, let's put it this way, from Austin Reeves and the lack of will from D'Lo. Let's put it this way.
I don't think one player can make up the difference, though, for 2 players that are lacking defense, bro. Like, I usually agree with you guys, but I'll say this instance, like, as good as Vando is, he covers the wing position, and he might be able to help out one other position as a help side, weak side defender. But then, when we start with a backcourt of D'Lo and Austin, they're going to attack the shit out of him, and it's going to be hard for Vando to cover every there's going to be a lot of switches and mismatches. And so I got to ask you guys this. Do you guys think the backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves can get us to a championship?
No. And real quick, to piggyback on the Vando thing, I said that was my favorite starting lineup because that way we don't have the worst starting lineup in NBA history with Vando. But he can't save them every game, every series, all that. That's my thing was starting lineup. When they said it couldn't work, my thing was Vando. Vando in the starting lineup with AD can help get the game under control a little bit, but he can't do that the entire game or a whole playoff round. So like there has to be a defensive.
Then you have Taurean Prince. You have Taurean Prince to do that job as well.
I'm just saying if you swapped one of those guys out, like I said, if you put DeJounte Murray in there with Vando in AD, now our defense, which is what we're going to eventually have to hang our hat on. We're never going to shoot better than most teams in the league. But we have to stop letting the other team be the best shooting team in the league. You know what I mean? We have to address that thing. We're great in the paint. We're great in other areas of defense. We're ranked number 13th in the NBA in defense. There's a lot of quote unquote titles contenders in that range. The problem is they can shoot the 3 when we can't. So we can't let other teams light us up from 3 if we can't shoot it. You get what I'm saying? And D'Lo and Reeves, it's that's barbecue chicken perimeter edition.
Here's where I'll chime in on. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Misa. Go ahead.
Here's where I'll chime in, not disagreeing with Jeff said. That's all 100% true. But as you saw, with Lonnie Walker came on national TV and clowned our coaching staff. He didn't count D'Lo and them. He said they're dumbass defensive schemes. It don't matter if you got Rodman and whoever. If the coach has a dumbass defensive scheme, meaning let the players shoot threes and hope they miss, not knowing the obvious logic is you're giving professional NBA players wide open shots. They're going to make it and get into a rhythm. Eastern Conference coaches have said that. Lonnie has said it. Other players are clowning our coach and his defensive. If the defensive scheme is trash, it don't matter who the actual players are if you're sagging off of them 5-10 feet. That's Darvin's philosophy.
I agree that Darvin is fucking trash and he needs to get fired. I agree with you guys on that. But the only thing we disagree on is, some of us feel like, and it's fine to disagree. I think it's funner. The most heated we've been in this show, man. I love it. Because we're passionate about our team.
Oh yeah.
So, but I'll say, like, I think the only disagreement we have here is that some of us feel like a trade is necessary in order to give us a spark and at least propel us to compete, versus some of us, like me said, he believes LeBron will turn on the Jets. My only pushback to that is LeBron turned on the Jets around playoff time, and he pushed us forward. But what really sparked that was the trade, because that's what got him remotivated. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
And then one of those engines gave out.
Exactly. We don't want him to go peasy because what happened in the finals? He ran out of gas.
That's my thing. My thing is he can do that, but his attitude is I shouldn't have to. That's right. My thing, and he shouldn't. Not with the talent that's on this roster. He's being handicapped by his coach to have to Superman us to victories. Even our victories were terrible watches and struggles to get those victories. He shouldn't have to be doing this in his 21st season with all the talent we have here with D'Lo, who the coach D'Lo had to argue with the dude to finally get him to put him in his position. Like this is just basic coaching 101, and it's only so many trades you can make to keep overcoming an incompetent head coach that can't maximize his players' strengths and stop putting in positions that they're not comfortable with on the floor. You can't keep overcoming that.
I think throughout his career, he's always played off position. I don't see him as a point guard. I see him as a combo guard and mainly a 2-guard, because even though he can play making, he's great off of pick and rolls. He doesn't have the shiftiness or the speed to ISO all the time, right? Sometimes he'll hit you with a step back. He'll do this or that, right, when he's hot. But for the most part, he needs a screen. He needs a big man, to run pick and roll with him in order to create. I like D'Lo better off the ball with a real point guard handling that basketball, getting them spot up open shots, and at times they can, alternate those duties.
And that's exactly what he complained about.
Yeah, I know that's what he complained about. But when he is on ball for too long, he starts turning it over and doing silly things. Same thing with Austin Reeves. Neither of them are true point guards. We've tested them both at that position that they want to be now. The reason D'Lo wants to be
shoot first point guard. Shoot first point guard.
Yeah. No, but to me, like I see D'Lo more like a CJ McCollum type than I don't know what's like a pure point guard, like a Chris Paul type.
CP3.
Yeah. So for me, he's always been out of position. It's just that in his mind, he thinks he's like a pure point guard. He's a great passer off the pick and roll. He has great basketball IQ, so I can see why he believes that. But if you notice, whenever he plays heavy, extensive minutes without that backup, and the reason I was so excited this offseason, I felt like we had the perfect backup for him. Right. But without him in the equation, I feel like it exposes D'Angelo a little bit more. So whenever he gets 30 plus minutes and he's on ball heavy, you start seeing those turnovers. You start seeing him dribble off of people's legs. You start seeing him do little things that a true elite guard, a true lead guard shouldn't be doing. And this is why I have a problem with potentially not wanting to trade him, because I feel like that'll cost us in the playoffs when the defense starts clamping down and he's playing, in my opinion, off position. It's going to cost us turnovers. And if he doesn't have the offense or the defense going, it's going to make him look unplayable like he was in the Western Conference, right?
His untimely turnovers are almost worse than his defense, because those turnovers, he had a couple of them last night, the lazy passes.
And so does Austin.
Don't get through.
So does Austin. I'm not trying to excuse Austin, because they're both played outside of their role. Like neither of them are, point guards per se. They're both, to me, combo shooting guards, right? Who can handle from time to time. That doesn't mean that they can set up the whole offense and do everything at all times. That's all I'm saying. So D'Lo's a great combo shooting guard with potential. Like, to me, his ceiling is like CJ McCollum. He can get hot once in a while and do this and that. But, he's not going to be the consistent, Anthony Edwards type shooting guard or the consistent, modern day shooting guard. He doesn't have the athleticism or the speed. So when I look at DeJounte Murray, right, I'm not sure if he's a true point guard either, to be honest with you, because I haven't seen enough of him where I can say, okay, this guy for sure is going to man the point guard position. So this is where I agree with Eddie's point, and this is where he made me think, like, okay, so if we trade for him, there got to be some extra trades to get backup. So it's the same thing. If we keep D'Lo, I'm for it, but we need to get insurance policies because we don't know how Gabe Vincent's going to be, right? And come playoff time, I promise you guys, we don't want D'Lo to be running the point by himself with no backup, no insurance policy, just in case he gets sloppy with it, because it's going to be a repeat of last season. That's all I'm saying. I agree. They need to ship Gabe out of here too. I'm rooting they shoot Gabe out more than I am D'Lo, to be honest with you. But I think D'Lo's gone. I think he's gone.
But
The problem is Gabe,
we're
that is no
45
interest in
45 minutes in. Like we're
Oh, I forgot about all my other questions. Hey, this is
come on, man. We
passionate
cooking, man.
about it. We gotta.
so beautifully. Sometimes you just gotta let it.
The Lakers
Yeah.
always get our attention on Round the League, man. They always,
It was great.
No, but it's like I said, this was supposed to be the year. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot, and believe it or not, we could spend an entire episode talking about the Lakers around the league because everyone around the league talks about the Lakers all season anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I know Dan got some fire questions though too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and just to chime in, Dan. I mean, Jeff said something like where we all right now, and I'm gonna just say this real quick. I just had to check because my son was looking the other day. Do you know over the last decade, 10 years of basketball, we have won 40 games or more 3 times.
Yes. Yeah.
In the last decade. And this is where I'm coming from. I didn't even realize till he showed me that fans are tired of the bullshit. And all of this, again, we've said this before, come because they have not hired a competent coach since Phil Jackson. So we're going through roster after roster and not have one coach come in and establish a system in a fun, exciting brand of basketball, win or lose. We can look back and be like, damn, we lost, but that was a good game. We can't even get that. It's been a decade, bro. It's been a straight decade.
It's super fucking impossible to replace a Zen master like that. But
real talk.
We made some horrible mistakes along the way, like not hiring Ty Lue. We've made some mistakes, not getting an experienced head coach and going with a rookie head coach. What were we thinking? Now that I look back on it, like, bro, we should have went for somebody who had experience and who had the cachet. You got LeBron James. You can't waste time, right? We don't have time to beat around the bush.
Yeah. Or if you only are going to fire a head coach at the end of the season, then you fire him when a good coach becomes available. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because good coaches aren't available mid-season most of the time. So I don't care if you got to the Western Conference Finals. I've seen dudes who won Coach of the Year that season get fired. You know what I mean? So my thing is, if someone becomes available that is better than what you have, we are in the era where the era of the great head coach is dying. If just a good head coach to above average head coach becomes available, because that's the new great, you have to get them at this point.
I agree. And you know what the biggest culprit in all this is, guys? Analytics, because everybody now wants to coach based on analytics instead of using their eyes and their mind and adapting in game. They're looking at a clipboard. They're looking at, and I think you touched on this on your streams, and I've seen it. Analytics, 3-point shooting percentages. People don't want you to take the mid-range shot anymore. It's just stupid. Why not go? Gone are the days where, okay, like just yesterday, who's the best defender on the Clippers, right? Like, barbecue chicken alert. We should have been drawing up more plays for Anthony Davis to feast, right?
And then he had one shot attempt.
You said what?
And then he had one shot attempt in the fourth?
Something like that, yeah. It's horrendous. It's like guys are now they're running the 5 out. It's so easy for anybody to defend that, because nobody's looking for those high percentage mismatches. Nobody's looking for that. So it is frustrating. But all right, let's move on to the next question because, man, we can really
damn
go
Lakers, man.
It's a passionate time.
Yes. All right. From all the players that have been mentioned, right, in the rumor mill this week, and I'm gonna let Jeff. I believe you said you had something for us. So if you do, now's the question.
It takes us back to the Lakers, though. You want to wait or you want to feel?
Drop it on us. I can't wait any longer, man.
Okay, all right. So go ahead if you want to finish.
No. The question was from all the the players that have been mentioned in the rumor mill this week. Who do you guys think the Lakers should pursue the most? You got DeJounte, Dennis, Bruce Brown, Andre Drummond, Colin Sexton, Tyus Jones. So I'm saying, if you got anything for us, drop it, my brother.
I have a way where we can get half of them.
What?
Yeah.
It
works money wise. I think it. So I'm gonna tell you this real quick. If you're a Laker fan, and most of us on this room are, right, you are looking at the New York Knicks, and the second they make a move that's not Bruce Brown, it's fucking on. All right, I'm telling you right now. Okay.
So
because when I look around the league, I think that's the only threat of the first round, at a potential first round pick, probably a protected one, right? If the Lakers can get Bruce Brown without giving up a first round pick, is going to get dummy. Okay. Now this is going to boil down to how there's going to be some people that love this. There's going to some people that hate this. I understand there's going to be a double side of this. I don't expect everyone to love it, but as we go through this, understand that don't attach the name to it. Look at the roster at the end of it. Okay. What I feel we need is to fix our guard core. I understand we need a big. I think we can figure that out. Okay. we need to fix our guard core. We need at least 4 of our guards to be able to defend, okay, especially come playoff time. We need at least 2 of our guards to be able to penetrate. We need a point of attack defenders, and we don't have one, okay? So I'm going to throw something out here, and it is kind of funny because it involves 2 trades with the same team, but it has to be done separately because of the CBA. Okay, so I'm gonna load this up real quick. I am no Chris here. Okay, but
he cooking.
For the graphics here, I'm gonna throw this up on the screen. All right now, and we're gonna break this down. And like I said, I don't know how this is gonna be received, but I just want to tell you this works money wise. All right, it gets done. I think this is very possible if they're able to get Bruce Brown without giving up a first, and it leaves us money for buyout candidates too. So let's load this up. And we'll see how this goes.
Talk to me.
All right, so in this trade, Lakers send Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Jackson Hayes, and 2 second-round picks to Toronto for Bruce Brown. That's the first part. All right.
I love that one already.
Lakers turn around and send D'Lo, JHS, 2029 first-round top 4 protected, and a pick swap to Atlanta for DeJounte Murray and Sadiq Bey.
I love that one already.
Then the Lakers, because they have to do a second move with Toronto. Bruce Brown cannot be traded with any other players. You send Rui to Toronto for Dennis Schroeder in a separate deal for your point of attack defender, along with Bruce Brown. You have DeJounte Murray for offense. You have Austin out there for offense. You have 2 defensive guards. You still have Max Christie. You probably move Castleton off a 2-way at that point. You have 2 slots open for buyouts.
Wow. Hey,
stop, Jeff.
You, bro.
Jeff, can you hit the thing one time? Come on.
I made this up.
That's my dog.
I made this. I made the graphic. Yeah.
Wait,
that's
Jeff,
my dog right there.
Chef Jeff.
My dog right there.
Okay.
So let me know what y'all think about this. 1 in the chat if you're rocking with this. 1.5 if you don't know. 2 if you're like, hell no, Jeff is out of his damn mind. But just
fires in the emoji. Everybody rocking.
Let me sign in and get some. I think you're a fool for this, Jeff. This is
Come on,
crap,
man.
Look at our guard core if this goes down. Look at our guard core if this goes down. You have Bruce Brown, DeJounte Murray, Austin Reeves, okay, and Dennis Schroeder. Okay, you have multiple things you can switch here. There's a couple things that have to go right here. One, Darvin Ham cannot play Dennis Schroeder 35 minutes a game. If this, I understand there's going to be some mentions about this.
That's Eddie's face that that's coming. Though. That's the problem.
But I'm telling you right now, this trade works. It works mathematically. It gets fair value to Atlanta. All right, but the Lakers are look, the way D'Lo's playing right now, looks like we're the leader in the clubhouse right now. We'll do this, but you got to put some light protection on this pick and give us Sadiq Bey. He takes over the wing position, and you have here's the best part about it. The buyout candidate, Gordon Hayward, could slide right into that starting small forward slot.
You wild, Jeff. You wild for that, bro. You wild for that, bro.
So there we go.
Listen, this isn't just a good scenario. This is a pipe dream scenario, man. This is like if it happens, bro, they better hire you in the front office somewhere, bro.
On the real, I just got shout out, man. This is why I f's with this dude, man. Like, come on, man. This is.
And listen,
hey, real. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I say you got these 2 that didn't want to make a trade because they said it wouldn't matter. Now you got them hype, man. That's how you know.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that is brilliant. That is brilliant.
And
the only pushback for me.
Go ahead.
Sorry, the only pushback for me. We are giving up a lot of size, and knowing Darvin Ham, 3 guys lineup is coming.
They have to get a big. However, there is now a ton of defense to prevent them from getting inside now. So Bruce Brown is an excellent rebounder for his position. Okay. And what I'm saying is you still have Christian Wood and they can get someone else. Like at this point, I don't think Castleton is fully NBA ready, but Jackson Hayes really hasn't been anything. Right. So what I'm saying is we have to give up guys like this to get guys like this, for this move to work. Like Toronto, I think does that deal because they can just slide slide Gabe right into that slot where Dennis is at. And then you just swap Rui for him. Right. So this is a win-win for every team involved. And that's how you get a trade done. Is everyone walks away happy. Everyone walks away with good relationships. Everyone walks away accomplishing the plan that they want to do moving forward.
Man, I would love
any expiring contracts. Any expiring contracts coming
in? Murray, no. Dennis, no. Bruce Brown is a club option.
And Sadiq Bey?
Sadiq Bey, I have to double check because I didn't look at his money. Let me see real quick. Let me look. But outside of that, they'd have his rights though.
And that would be exciting, man. I feel like something like that is kind of a pipe dream scenario. But if it happens,
it is. It most definitely is. It most definitely is.
Because there's always teams that come in between, and there's always stuff.
He's a free
like
agent. That. He's an unrestricted free agent, but the Lakers have his rights.
But that would be fire. Not gonna lie, that one kind of got me to think. Like, if we can get both DeJounte, Bruce Brown, and Dennis, that would be nuts, bro. Because you're right. That automatically solves all the defensive issues that we have on this lineup from the perimeter standpoint, at least. And you still got Vando. You will still have Torian Prince and Sadiq Bey. So that you're pretty set at the wing.
Prince is going. Prince is gone. Prince is going.
Prince will be gone in the deal. Prince will be gone.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you'd have Sadiq Bey. You have who's it? Vando. So I mean,
I think they have a strong chance to get Gordon Hayward. Like strong. If he hits buyout market, I think it's extremely likely he ends up in LA.
That's crazy. We got one right here. Jeff is a super chat from your channel says, I think if Lowry gets bought out, we need to consider him. We need a leader on the floor besides Bron. He can also mentor our guards. He's old but effective. What do you think of that, guys? Kyle Lowry?
In a minimum vet?
Yeah, Kyle Lowry as a backup or something?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. If he gets bought out, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't defend like he used to do. Yeah. But I think he can be like that Rajon Rondo in 2020.
I like what he said about the veteran leadership. I think that's the best asset.
Yeah.
Anything else on top of that would be bonus, right? But yeah, that's crazy. Jeff's completely killed it with that trade, bro.
Wow, for that, bro.
I think I came up with 2 trades that saves like multiple teams. Because like I said, that I still stand on that Golden State Bulls trade. Like I think that is an incredible one that they should do. But this one, I was sitting around there earlier. I was like, let me look at money real quick. Let me look, because the Lakers, the reason is because they have to stay below the hard cap. And so there's the moves they've got to make have to line up perfectly. They can't go past 172, so that they can only take back 4.9 more of what they sent out totally right now. So it limits that. So be able to do all this. I understand this is a pipe dream, but it works mathematically, and it's not like hell no. You know what I mean? None of it is hell no. Rui is the exact type of player that Toronto loves. They're not going to keep Bruce Brown. They're definitely probably not opting into him, right? So you get some seconds. You can. The other part of that is you can move Torian Prince, right? Probably flip him at some point during the season to a contender. You probably immediately, and throw Jackson Hayes in as filler. You're probably not keeping Hayes. You're probably not keeping Prince, and you're going to get something back for that. So that just continues to add to the value of moving out for moving Bruce Brown to get back on the return that you got for Pascal Siakam. Think about what Portland did with the Dame trade. Getting after making the move, then getting Drew Holiday, moving that, and eventually they will move Brogdon. They will continue to get more out of that deal. And I think as I look at that deal for Toronto, they'll be able to further chip away and add to what they got to Siakam.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But of course, in order for something like this to happen, everything has to go perfect. Like you said, New York would have to be.
New York. It has to be. It has to be that Toronto can't get a first for.
I think we're going to split the difference. So I think we're going to end up with like DeJounte, and New York will end up with like Bruce Brown. But if that happens, bro, you're a genius. If it happens, Arthur, shout out to Arthur for the Cash App. He says, keep Rui. Dennis defends, no offense in the playoffs. So Arthur's not so much in love with the trade, but like you said, there's gonna be some people that like it, some people don't.
Yeah, I knew that at the top. People were gonna be scared of seeing Dennis come back. I knew that. People don't want to see Rui go. I get that. I don't want to see Rui go. But when I'm looking at this team, I'm like, there needs to be. Our guard core needs to be upgraded immensely defensively. That's what I went looking for in this. Absolutely. So like I said, just an idea, guys. Just an idea.
It's a great idea. I think everybody here loved it. But I do got to ask you guys, shifting gears away from the Lakers a little bit. Terry Rozier got traded to the Heat this week for Kyle Lowry and a couple of picks. How much does this elevate the Miami Heat? Are they now a top 4 team in the East? And let's start with Mees. How you feeling about this Terry Rozier trade, brother?
Hey, he's the one of them little quick point guards that I wish we could have got from jump, have him on our bench, one of them little low-key killers. It's weird because it's hard to really gauge where it's going to put Miami, because I feel like my man Jimmy Butler is still just going to coast just enough to have a top playing seed. But then when they get activated and Jimmy gets activated, that let's just say, won't be surprised if we look up they right back in the Eastern Conference Finals again. Like, how did this happen? That would not surprise me. So I don't think it's going to really raise them in the standings per se, but it's going to solidify them come playoff time when Jimmy is fully healthy and their lineup is healthy to make a serious run to another Eastern Conference run.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That's going to be interesting to see how their chemistry develops. What do you think, Eddie? You like it? You love it? You hate it? How you feel about Terry Rozier as a Miami Heat?
I like it. It's a minor movement,
Mm-hmm.
move, and I think like it's a really good move for Miami. Also, some old tweets came out from Terry Rozier, and he seems to be like a Heat fan. So I think that's going to be really huge for them. You know what I mean, I think he will be that guy, microwave scorer for that, besides Jimmy Buckets.
Right. Oh, absolutely. You know, as far as Terry Rozier, I've always liked this game. He's just on the wrong franchise. You know, on the on losing franchise, the guys get kind of like foreshadowed, right? Like they you really don't notice what they're doing anymore because stats seem empty when you're losing.
Yeah.
But Jeff, how you feel about it, bro?
I mean, the Heat traded 50-year-old Kyle Lowry for a bucket getter. I mean, whoever pulls that off wins the trade. So Miami was already proving on last year's record. You know, they went in as a play-in last year. They're much better looking this year. Now you got another guy out there that can score with Jimmy, with all that shooting around him, and with Bam. I love the move for Miami. Slam dunk for Miami. I like the move for Charlotte too. They got off a contract they've been trying to move for a couple of years. Terry's having a good year. They get Lowry in there. They can try to move him to take on some bad contracts. Look for Charlotte to potentially be a third team in the Atlanta LA deal, because they're willing to take on contracts at this point. So they're going. OKC started a trend here that Washington is following, and Charlotte may be about to follow, which is we'll take your bad contracts. You're going to give us picks, and we'll figure this out. Jordan's not here to screw this up anymore. And they'll go that route. But yeah, you get Terry Rozier for I think Terry is averaging like, what is Terry averaging this year compared to like, I mean, he's definitely can get you. He can get you 30-35 in a playoff game. You know what I mean? He and I know we don't like there's no Celtic pom-poms over here, but that year before they got Kyrie, when he went in there and they beat Milwaukee, man, he went in there and lit those boys up. Scary Terry was doing his thing. He's some years removed from that, but he really hasn't had much to play for because he took the bag after that. But I think you get this guy in a playoff environment, I think he can get busy, and he can be a bucket with those shooters and Jimmy's competitive nature out there. I'm gonna tell you, man. You look at Boston, and Toronto always gave them fits, and OG was a big part of that. Now he's in New York in Tom Thibodeau's system, and now you got Miami who gets Boston fits, and they just added another bucket getter to that team. I know Boston's got his record is incredible, but there's more people to worry about in the East that can steal around than people think. And Miami, which we already knew they were, is just added another layer. So I love it for them.
Yeah, I also thought it was a great trade. Like you said, Scary Terry, man, he made his name in the postseason. So he earned his stripes. And then, man, he's going to go under, in my opinion, the best coach in the NBA who's going to maximize his potential. Talking about coaching, man, somebody just added me on Twitter, and I wanted to give a shout out to Mies because, this goes with what you're saying about misutilizing talent. Looks like the Memphis Grizzlies recently traded for the rights for Scottie Pippen Jr., and he just had a career game, 15.6 rebounds, 6 assists for the Memphis Grizzlies on his debut, man. So very
he's already there.
He's already there, and he's already moving on, man. So very proud of young Buck, man. But it goes to yours and Eddie's point about how horrible our coach is and how, sometimes you don't maximize a young talent. Like, if you imagine, like, what Max Christie would be under somebody else's system by now, if he was being utilized properly. So this is a nice little glimpse. I mean, 15.6 rebounds, 6 assists. It's only one game, but bro shot 71% from the field, and they actually beat the Heat. Looks like we lost Ed, but he comes back. But yeah, very interesting, right? What do you think of that, guys?
Hey, that's big time, man. Salute to the youngster, man. Love to see the youngster getting their legs under him, man, and get going, man. I wish him well. I'm look up the highlights, see what he's looking like. But yeah, salute to him.
Yeah, but what Woj said the other day, like with the whole thing of drafting Bronny, like the Lakers aren't a developmental franchise. You got LeBron James, you got AD. So these guys, I think that's why people are a little bit unfairly kind of labeling JHS a bust. Like, I think that's a little too soon. It's unfair. This guy wasn't going to get any playing time. He was hurt most of the beginning of the season. When he's thrown out there, it's usually a blowout or a horrible situation to be put into. But as soon as he got down to the G League, we saw some things, right? So the Lakers are not a developmental team as of right now. It's funny because they got a developmental head coach, developmental top assistant, and they just added DeMar Carroll plus Gent. You got all these developmental people, but there's nothing like NBA basketball. There's something like real game time experience, right? And it's like you can't duplicate game speed, right? So that's the problem. So someone like Scottie Pippen Jr., I mean, you get into a situation where you're going to be able to play and people who's committed to your future and not just like you're going to be on a 2-way, you're going to be out of here a 10-day, you're out of here in 10 days, but buy into him. I'm happy for him. I'm rooting for him.
But I'll tell you, man, I don't agree with what Woj said that we're not a developmental franchise. Like, it's obvious we don't rebuild that often, but we've done a great job of finding young talent from the G League, like we did with Caruso, obviously undrafted players like Austin Reeves. And I saw Scottie Pippen. I saw a couple of his highlights in the G League, and he was balling before he got traded over there to the Memphis squad. So
I think he's been on an NBA level of playing in games. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're right about that.
But it's exciting to see because it tells you that maybe if we had a better coach, these guys would be getting more run and they'd be more impactful than we initially think, right? Like you mentioned, there's a perfect example. Jalen Hutchefino, maybe, he just needs some run down at the G League, some time to develop, and maybe he can have, a good career. Hopefully Scottie Pippen Jr. will as well, So it's just exciting to see that we actually do a great job of developing G League talent. And it gives me, good hopes for Castleton and future talented pieces to come. Maybe Bronny in the future. Who knows? Maybe he turns into a 2-way player, right?
We should swap our G League staff with we should send them to the minors, right? Let them swap our G League. Y'all the payroll, just go down there, right? Like,
yep. Absolutely, guys. I got one more for y'all, man. I wish my guy didn't lag out because I wanted him.
Where you at, Eddie?
Well, hopefully he comes back. But the 41-man finalists were announced, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And I have the list right here. All right, I'm going to read it off to you guys, and I want you guys to pick out, chat, you can do it too. I want you guys to pick out a starting 5 and a backup 5 for this Team USA team that you guarantee brings home the gold, right? This summer in Paris. So here goes.
Let me get ready.
Here it is. So Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat, Jared Allen from the Cavs, Paolo Banchero from the Magic, Desmond Bane from the Grizzlies, Scotty Barnes from the Raptors, Devin Booker from the Suns, Mikal Bridges from the Nets, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, Jalen Brunson, I got them both mixed up, Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, and Jimmy Butler from the Heat, Alex Caruso from the Bulls, Steph Curry from the Warriors, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, Aaron Gordon, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden, Josh Hart, Tyler Hero, Drew Holiday, Chet Holmgren, Brandon Ingram, Kyrie Irving, Jaren Jackson Jr., LeBron James, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Bobby Portis, Austin Reeves, Duncan Robinson, Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Trae Young.
My ADD is going ballistic right now. There's no way I'm going to remember all those names.
I had to write down, so I was like, okay.
I can go off the top of my head. I'm going
to bring them up right now. Give me 1 second.
You had something pop up, something I haven't seen before. There was like a thumbs up thing that just popped up across your face on the screen. I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah, that's from the new computer. I'm confused to what it is.
Oh, sorry, boys.
You're good.
Sorry, boys.
I know what it is. No, you're good, brother. Good to have you back. Let me pull up the list right here for everybody can see it because
I was like, man, my man Eddie got so hyped he pulled the internet cord out.
Bro, the computer just froze. Too much heat, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it happens, bro. It used to happen to me not too long ago, but it happens, man. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's bring it up. Here it is. It is.
Top of my head.
There it is. There's the list, guys. So I want you guys to pick out 10 of these players right here on this list to fill out your roster with. Okay,
so starting 5?
Starting 5. And I want you to type it in the chat. Type it in the chat so that the chat can see it as well.
All right, so I'm going to go. Let's see here. Let's go.
I'm going to do the same. I haven't even thought about it. It's just a question I brought up towards the end. What from this list guarantees gold, Eddie? If you can, go ahead and log in your answers. So give me your starting 5 and then your bench 5. So I'm going to start with my point guard.
So you want me to type in the chat?
Yes. Type it in the chat. Give me your starting 5.
I still can't even see the screen. Hold on. Let's see.
And okay. Chat, feel free to do it with us as well. Yeah. I don't even have to look at the list. I'm just going off the top of who I know is there and who I would start.
That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so.
I'm writing my starters first. I'm going to separate the starters from the bench players. Because you know what? There's some interesting names in here. And I was shocked to see a couple of them. I mean, I'm proud of my guy, Austin Reeves. Oh shit! Earthquake.
Whoa.
That was the earthquake.
Yeah, that was strong, bro.
Yeah, but
You
I
okay?
heard that.
Guys, give me 1 second. You okay? That was.
How did I not even feel that here? Usually,
Bro,
we're
Yeah, I didn't feel it.
bro,
Whoa, I'm getting it now.
That had to be like a 6 something.
Hey, I'm in Temecula. I'm getting it now.
No.
I went to see if I feel it here.
Yo, that was bad, yo.
Yeah, here for a little bit.
Holy fuck. You okay?
Okay, I got it. I got it now. It's
That was strong. Hey, leave
not
the door.
much, you know.
The
It's not much here. That's crazy. It took that long to get here. Usually it's at the same time.
For real.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
It wasn't
crazy.
big here. Crazy to see where that epicenter was. Cause
Yo, that happened in the wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we're good, man. But that rocked the whole room, bro.
I heard it.
He almost
Like I
fell.
heard it. I was like, and
Oh.
you gave the eyeball emojis too. So I was like, what the heck?
I was like,
going on?
what's going on?
So usually for me, people just think it's my puppy. So like everyone just thinks he's being like,
Holy
going
crap.
nuts. But
Yeah, that was tough. Y'all better hit that like button. I'm risking my life for this.
Hey, for real.
Right.
Y'all better hit that like
Dude,
button.
that's
No,
crazy because it barely felt it here. Like it was like barely by the time I got here, it was like a barely little rock.
Shit, bro, that was tough here. Like the whole wall shook. I'm trying to see if everything's still intact. Holy. Okay, I lost my train of thought here. Okay, back to work. AD.
That is crazy how that delay just
That was crazy, bro. I was like, what the hell is going on?
You know, if you didn't tell me there was an earthquake, I might not even noticed it when it hit here. I don't even know if my wife knows there was an earthquake.
That is crazy. Oh, by the way,
damn Marietta, right by me. See, shout
Eddie,
out
can
to
you do me a favor and type it in the? Can you do me a favor and type it in the actual chat? You typed in the private one. That way the fans.
Shit.
No, it's okay. It's
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
So it said my trade.
I gotta join the chat.
He said my trade caused the tremor.
Holy, that was crazy, bro. So there's my starting lineup, man. Kyrie is gonna be Anthony Edwards, LeBron, AD, and Joel. That's my starting lineup.
Oh, I botched it. I forgot about. Yeah, okay, man.
I'm going now to my bench players. Let's see here. I'm
not gonna lie. I still couldn't. Every time I made my screen bigger, I feel like the list got smaller. I was like,
so I had Bron, AD, Booker, KD, Jimmy starting, and the bench Harden, Embiid, Halliburton, Paul George, and Bam.
Damn, he came up with that fast. That's crazy. Good shit, bro. Man, that's a good one too, though. That's a good one.
You had Kyrie. I straight forgot Kyrie's of Kyrie,
yeah,
AD.
I forgot a couple guys.
Joel, that's killer.
There you go. My guy Eddie said Kyrie.
Yeah, it's me.
Kawhi, LeBron, and AD. Yeah, that's you. My bad, bro.
I would have put Ant.
Eduardo. Hold up.
I would have put Ant in there over. I would have put Ant in over there, and I would have had Joel slide over. So I would put Bron at the 3.
I forgot Steph was even there. I was legit gonna put Jalen Brunson, but I gotta bring. I gotta bring in Steph. Holy bro, that earthquake right there was a rim rocker, man. I'm telling you, my chair.
It was in Marietta.
Yeah, right. It was Marietta right by me. Who's that?
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Blink Beats.
Man, that was. I just heard it and I saw Dan's face, but I didn't feel anything here.
I was making sure my family was good, bro.
I only felt it because I was waiting. I was paying attention, like the if it came, but I barely felt it here. Like I said, I don't even know if my wife knows we had one.
That leads into my next question. What's the biggest earthquake you guys have ever experienced in your life, man?
I never done, bro. Never experienced.
I think that Northridge.
Northridge. I wasn't around for that one, but I heard that one was crazy, bro.
Man, that was crazy, man.
That was no joke. I thought the world was coming to an end that day.
Hey, for real. Hey, you was jacked up as you can't have one of those happen in front of your lady because you're supposed to be the one saving the house. But you sitting there pissing all down your legs trying to be cool.
Nah, that one was by far like the violence in that earthquake was because that was an up and down joint. Like that thing was picking up and dropping things, and the noise, man, noise before it even ripped, right? That's like that shit felt like some Armageddon stuff.
Man,
I still can't believe I got, God bless her, rest in peace, and blessings to everyone that was affected further than just property damage on that. But I cannot believe that there wasn't more loss of life in that. There was a lot of damage. There was a lot of like some malls didn't even make it back, right? But it was that was the most violent like act of God I've ever been a part of. Like that was
Crazy, bro.
that was nuts.
This one was bad. Let me look up how big was it. Oh man, everybody texting me right now. Let me look up.
I think they ruled that one like a 6 point something, but I don't think anyone ever believes that that's what it was. Because at that point there was a big conspiracy theory that if it was over a certain number, like there was like no taxes for like affected areas. So they changed. There was like a big old conspiracy theory on it that they changed the rating on it. Funny stuff. Shout out my man Chris is on the building. Quick story. I was also in the one in the Bay Area that happened during the World Series.
Are you serious?
I was not. I wasn't at the game, but I was in the Bay. So
bro.
I was like, man, on these earthquakes are.
Apparently this one was a 4.7. But let me tell you, maybe because I live in a 2-story apartment.
It just depends where how close you are to the epicenter. Yeah. Like it's really how you feel it, right? You know what I mean? So it's like Northridge. I was like by Northridge. You know what I mean? That thing was. I'm telling you, I felt like someone picked up my house and dropped it multiple times.
Yeah, this one felt like a 5 at least, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, Africa, you experienced a 7.6 earthquake?
Nah,
hey, that's crazy.
Nah, stop it.
Really? Holy.
Bro, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Bro.
That's wild. Have y'all ever seen the footage just like in Taiwan with those earthquakes and when the tsunamis come in?
Yeah, that's what causes them.
Go on YouTube. Do you see that? Just the whole ocean come in, man. That's freaking terrifying.
Now, let me ask you guys this: do you guys see any names on this list that should not be on this list? Like,
we got so sidetracked here. Names on like the entire list?
Yeah, I see a couple that bother me. Derek White, I don't like it. Let's see.
I agree with that.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, we can agree on Chris Paul. Jaren Jackson Jr. after the defensive and rebounding job he did the last time, shouldn't have called
Aaron Gordon, bro.
I love Josh Hart, but I'll take him off the.
Really? I put him off the bench with mine just because I put so much offense in the backcourt. I was like, I need some defense in there. But
I think Derek White his stock has risen so much. He's had such a great season. So I get. But yeah, CP3. It's probably a legacy invite. He's not making it. A lot of these, obviously, most of these guys aren't making it. I think some of these guys are just coming back because they were just on the recent one. So. Austin Bridges and like guys like that. I don't think Austin makes his team. Some of these guys. I mean, Ant's going to make the team. Josh Hart probably not making the team. Austin probably not making the team. Bridges having a great year, but if this is potentially Bron's last Olympics, maybe Steph's last Olympics if Katie goes. So I think you're going to see a lot of legacy guys. This list is going to look more dream team as far as age than redeem team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. Hopefully everybody's out there is good as well, man. Yeah, 4.7. It is a puppy, but when you live in a 2-story apartment, bro, it don't feel like no damn puppy.
Yeah, for real.
I thought my neighbors was about to fall on top of me, bro.
I just heard it. I heard it on your. And I thought you dropped something, and I was just like something. And then I saw your face, and I was like, oh no, he's something.
Bro, that was a shaker, man. That shit said. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I just got a new computer. Please don't fall. Hold on, man. But yeah, y'all, man, kind of got sidetracked here, but man, that was the last question I had, man. This was a fun episode, guys. You guys truly killed it, man. You guys brought the passion. For the first time, I feel like we didn't agree on everything, but that's perfect because sometimes we need both sides of the coin flip. You know what I'm saying? In order to, because there's two sides represented here. There's people that think like me and Jeff, or me and Eddie, or me and Mees, and people that think like Mees and Jeff, or like whatever, right? So it's always good, man, to represent both sides of the coin flip. I had a blast with you fellas, man. I'm gonna let this the segment. This is part of the show where I just let you guys shout yourselves out while I check to see if my heart is still intact. You know what I'm saying?
Man. For real, bro.
Man.
Go ahead, man. Let's start with my guy Eddie, man. Go ahead. Guess first. Go ahead, bro.
Hey. First of all, thank you for having me. It's been a long time. I was away for a long time. But hey, thank you. Always good to talk to you guys, get that knowledge, you know what I mean? Although we didn't agree this time, but yay. Jeff changed my mind in some stuff. Changed my mind in some stuff. That trade, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a salesman.
Mees and I, we kind of, yeah.
No, you got me too. You got me too when you said that part about just making some minor trades and getting that insurance policy for D'Lo. I'm like, that's not a bad option either. If we can get that defensive minded guard to back him up, I'm with it, brother. Because I was excited this offseason when we got Gabe Vincent, right? So you both made compelling cases, man. You guys both killed it. So good job, man.
Yeah, it's all for the Lakers, mate. You know it. You know it.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
And you know, you're always welcome back on the show, bro. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Killed it.
Thank you very much.
Eddie.
Mees, go ahead, brother. Shout yourself out, man. You got anything going on, man? We need some more Brother Darvin videos out here.
Hey, man, y'all see this here, man? This here, and y'all, man, allow. But like you say, man, Eddie came in swinging, man. So I had to roll with him, man, because I agree, man. It's just we got to breathe, and I love what Dan said. You know, whether we agree on the how to go around it, what I love is that, you know, Laker Nation, you know, we go to war on Twitter or whatnot, and game day and whatnot. We all have the exact same goal in mind at the end of the day. That's like you and your brother, you know, whatever. Y'all both know at the end of the day, this is what we want. We want to get back to good basketball, man. And now I'm gonna have that trade in my head, thinking about that Murray and Bruce Brown backcourt. That's gonna jack me up for the rest of the evening. But man, salute to Dan, man, for letting us on here, man. Love you, man. Like I said, anybody got a problem with the boy, let me's know. Salute to Jeff, man. Love you to the end of the earth, man. My man Eddie, Chris, man, Court Kings. Y'all know what it is, man. Me's the GM. We here, man. We here, man. Y'all know what it is.
Also killed it, man. Listen. You all three of you guys were fiery AF, man. I love what I heard tonight, and we miss Chris as well, man. But we'll have him back whenever he gets free from work. He's been busy, so we'll have. He'll be ready when it's time to come back. Now,
Chris is the peacemaker. Chris is the peacemaker. You know what I mean?
Good story.
Absolutely. Now we gotta let my guy. First of all, before I introduce this brother right here, man, we gotta give him a major shout out because he just reached a major milestone of 1.
Talk to him.
Man, congratulations, my brother.
Hit that thing, baby. Hit that thing, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, if y'all haven't subscribed to him, please stop wasting your time. You see what a genius this guy is, man. He coming up with trades that are almost, if not smarter than the ones GM's coming up with. So definitely go give this man a listen. He's entertaining. He's smart. And he's my bro, man. So go ahead, brother. Shout out your channel and anything else you got to shout out. Go ahead.
Oh, man. No, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone. I know a lot of people in Dan's chat make their way over to my chat and show support. I know Dan is pointing you guys in the right direction over there. You know what I mean? So appreciate you guys so much, man. They're like the channel would not be the channel without you guys. I would never get to 100K. I'm sorry, at 1K. Jesus. Without you guys. So,
bro. Speaking into existence.
That's right.
But no, just getting to 1K, man, has been Dan can speak on this, and it's a grind. It takes the commitment, but showing up every day and working with Dan, and then showing up and having you guys in the chat, you guys in the comments, you guys in the DMs, you guys coming up here, you know, with Mees, with Eddie, with Chris, with WSN, with Lo, my guy Lo right here, man. I'm gonna get to you in a second, Lo, and just all the greatness, you know, search and destroy, all the great just all the great people we get to come up here and just talk ball with. I mean, that's who'd have thought, right? That we'd be able to do this to this level. So shout out to everyone who was part of the journey since the beginning, halfway through, and whoever just jumped on the bus, man. We greatly appreciate you guys. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because when I first started this, I know the 1,000 would be a grind. I wasn't sure I'd ever get there. So got there, and it was a lot of hard work, and I'm going to keep working, and we're going to keep going. Now, next is this gentleman here. This guy here, double monitor man right here. He needs to be doing a YouTube channel for each one of those monitors, man. Because I'm telling you right now, need more me's. All right, we got to keep on him.
Let me.
Oh man, hey, it's just your boy.
He said, oh,
hey.
Let me put him on the spot right quick.
He was like, oh man, it's just your boy.
Hey, we need more me's, man. If I have to highlight
my brain immediately thought the earthquake came back. I was like, oh snap.
And you know what's funny? Anyone who's ever been on a panel has been scared shitless that what just happened to me's was gonna happen. And he said, oh man, it's just your boy.
Welcome to my world, motherfucker.
Oh man.
I don't know why I thought the earthquake came back. I was like, it took my boys out in one swipe. I was like,
but yeah, keep the pressure on me's, man. Keep the pressure on me's. Shout out to Eddie. Eddie, you fucking rocked it. You the MVP of the show tonight. You fucking killed it. Sir. Welcome back, man. Great. And real quick, I'm gonna get a shout out to my brother Lo, man. He got the exclusive Bleacher Report Lakers post game last night. So my man LOE, man. Man. When Low wins, we all win. I'm gonna keep saying that. He's not only Lakers over everything. He's not just Low. He's Doe. He's Dodgers over everything. So shout out to my man Low. Shout out to Mies. Shout out to Eddie again. Fucking killed it. Chris, we miss you. We love you. Everyone in the chat, shout out to you. Head on over to EmpireJeffTV. See what's up. I got a video later tonight. Young Africa, where you at? Pull up, man. We gonna continue that little side chat, man. Pull up, Young Africa, and we go talk later tonight, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys so much. Really, real talk.
Absolutely, fellas, and that's gonna wrap it up for us here at Around the League, man. Where everybody wins, man. LOE doing big things, Jeff doing big things, Mies, Eddie, everybody winning, man. So much love to you guys, and none of it is possible without the chat, the wonderful Lakers Nation, the Lakers family. Thank you guys, man. And again, congrats to Jeff, congrats to LOE, and congrats to everybody, man. Much love to y'all. We'll see you guys soon, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Let's